Welcome to our channel, The Book Digest. Unlock more success with less effort. The 80-20 principle. Ever feel like you're constantly busy, but not truly productive? Are your to-do lists overflowing? Yet the biggest impact seems to come from just a fraction of your effort? Well, get ready to have your mind blown, because today we're diving into the incredibly powerful 80-20 principle. This isn't just a business concept. It's a revolutionary way of thinking that can transform every area of your life, helping you achieve more with less. In a world of endless demands and overwhelming complexity, understanding this deceptively simple but immensely powerful principle is more crucial than ever. The universal imbalance. 80% of results from 20% effort. Have you ever noticed how, right before a big deadline, you suddenly become incredibly productive? You might achieve more in those final few days than in all the weeks leading up to them. This isn't just you. It's a common manifestation of the 80-20 principle. Roughly 80% of your work results, output, are often produced by just 20% of your work effort, input. This fascinating imbalance can be seen everywhere. Businesses often find that 20% of their product range accounts for 80% of their profits. Think about it. A small number of bestsellers drive the majority of revenue. Similarly, in an unexpected example, 20% of motorists cause 80% of accidents. It's not because every cause has the same impact. Some factors simply have a much greater influence on results than others. While the 80-20 ratio is a simplification, it could be 70-30 or even 99-1. The core idea remains: a minority of inputs produces a majority of outputs. For instance, a 1997 study found that out of 300 movies, just 4, a mere 1.3%, generated 80% of all ticket sales. This valuable knowledge can be applied to nearly any situation, challenging our expectation of balance. Our brains are wired to expect balance and fairness, but the world, in its natural state, is actually imbalanced. Take language, for example. Sir Isaac Pitman discovered that about 700 common words make up 2/3 of everyday conversation, and if you include their derivatives, that figure rises to 80%. That means less than 1% of the English language makes up over 80% of what we say. These imbalances often arise from feedback loops that amplify even small differences. Imagine a pond of goldfish. The slightly larger fish get a tiny advantage in catching food, which makes them grow faster, further increasing their advantage, and so on. This creates substantial differences over time. While these imbalances are natural, we often perceive them as unfair. The uneven distribution of income and wealth, where 20% of the population owns 80% of all wealth, is a prime example. We tend to assume work and reward should have a 1-to-1 ratio. But the 80-20 principle clearly demonstrates that not all work produces the same reward. Boost your productivity, working smarter, not harder. So, how can you apply this powerful principle to your daily life? Let's start with your professional life. If 80% of your results come from just 20% of your effort, it means 80% of your work might be inefficient. Imagine if you could cut out that wasted time and redirect it towards the activities that truly move the needle. By examining your work processes, you might discover inefficiencies. Perhaps you waste time in the initial phases of a project by overthinking and ruminating on every possible mistake. By identifying these time sinks and consciously avoiding them, you can significantly increase your efficiency. The goal isn't to work more hours, but to reproduce that last-minute efficiency and sustain it throughout your projects. Amplify profits, the 80-20ths in business. The 80-20 principle is a game changer for businesses. One of the most important applications is optimizing your product range. Analyze your products by profit and sales figures, and you'll likely find that a small percentage of your top sellers generate the vast majority of your profits. For instance, one study at an electronics company found that their top 3 products accounted for 19.9% of total sales, but brought in a whopping 52.6% of total profits. Once you've identified these highly profitable products, the next step is to leverage and amplify their potential. Prioritize them. Focus your resources on selling more of them, and even encourage your sales team to prioritize doubling their sales, even if it means momentarily ignoring everything else. Simplify and conquer, reducing business complexity. Many people believe that bigger companies with broad product portfolios are inherently more successful. But internal complexity comes with huge hidden costs. Complicated logistics, more training, increased administrative work. These factors can eat into profits, potentially costing more than the additional products bring in. Conversely, simplifying your business reduces costs and increases profitability. If you narrow your product range, everyone in the company can devote their full attention to a few key products, leading to deeper understanding, simplified administration, and economies of scale in production and logistics. A study of 39 medium-sized companies found that the least complex ones were the most successful, selling fewer products to fewer customers and having fewer suppliers, all leading to higher profits. Embracing simplicity can be your secret weapon for success. 80-20 in every corner of business. The versatility of the 80-20 principle extends to virtually every function of a business. In negotiations, instead of preparing for every single point, an 80-20 analysis will reveal that only a few points truly matter to your company. Focus on winning those crucial battles. When it comes to marketing efforts, if 20% of your customers generate 80% of your business, you should concentrate on identifying them and nurturing their loyalty with outrageously great customer service. Then, when developing new products, solely target this vital 20%. Nicholas Barson, a top real estate broker, earns over $1 million in personal commissions annually, with over a third of that coming from repeat customers, a testament to focusing on his best clients. The 80-20 principle truly has near-universal applications in business. 80-20 thinking, a mindset shift for daily life. Applying the 80-20 principle to your daily life requires a shift in mindset. 80-20 thinking. While you might not collect data to analyze every aspect of your personal life, you can estimate. For example, convention teaches us that all friends are equally valuable, but 80-20 thinking acknowledges that some relationships are more meaningful than others. You could say that 20% of your friendships produce 80% of the value, the joy and camaraderie you get from them. Instead of a formal analysis, ask yourself, of the people in my life, who are the most important to me? How much quality time do I spend with them each week? This helps you identify your most important relationships. 80-20 thinking then recommends going for quality, not quantity, and focusing on deepening that most valuable 20% of relationships. This type of thinking can be applied to many areas of life without the need for solid data. Time revolution, prioritizing impact over busyness. Forget conventional time management that simply tries to cram more tasks into your day. The 80-20 time revolution is about identifying the 20% of your tasks that produce 80% of the achievement, and then focusing on them relentlessly. For example, a consulting firm the author worked with was more successful than competitors not by working harder, but by focusing on the most important 20% of clients' issues. They then used the time they saved to support clients in implementing recommendations, outstripping other firms and increasing client profits. This approach helps you free up time without degrading the impact of your work, leading to genuine efficiency and less burnout. Elevate your quality of life. Focus on true happiness. Most of us define our quality of life by our overall happiness, yet surprisingly few of us actively work to change our lives to be happier. Many people spend a lot of time doing things that make them miserable, like jobs that feel like endless drudgery. The solution? Identify the distribution of happiness and unhappiness in your life. Ask yourself, which 20% of my life provides me with 80% of my happiness, and vice versa? Once you define the 80% of your life that creates very little happiness, it's time to take action. Decrease the time you spend on those things. If your job makes you unhappy, explore ways to change it, redefine it, or reduce your hours. Don't resign yourself to a lifetime of misery. Once you've managed to cut down on the things that make you unhappy, You'll have more time and energy to spend on things that truly bring you joy, like quality time with family and friends. Identify those 20% of activities that produce 80% of your happiness, and consciously try to spend more time engaged in them. This simple shift can lead to a profoundly happier life. Final thoughts. Embrace the 80-20 mindset. The 80-20 principle is a powerful tool that can transform your approach to both your personal and professional life. By consciously focusing on the few factors that truly matter most, you can achieve greater efficiency, skyrocket your productivity, and significantly increase your overall happiness. Embrace the 80-20 mindset and discover how, counterintuitively, doing less can truly mean achieving more. What's one area of your life where you think applying the 80-20 principle could make the biggest difference? Share your thoughts in the comments below.